Have you ever wondered why most traders keep on holding losing positions and taking profits too soon? It all comes down to the very fundamental human behavior of avoiding pain and preserve our well-being. Traders hold on to losing positions hoping that the market will reverse and the losses will be recovered. Avoiding pain is a fundamental instinct of the brain. Taking profits too soon is also a fundamental instinct of the brain, because taking profits too soon comes from the fear that the market will reverse and diminish our gains. This fear-based approach prevents us as traders from maximizing our own potential profits. Overcoming these behaviors requires embracing a well-defined risk management and disciplined decision making. By accepting losses and allowing winners to run, it's very difficult, but it's a change of mindset that if we want to become successful traders, we must embrace. Then we can achieve better results for the long term. It's essential for us traders to break free from fear and embrace a mindset that focused on strategic analysis and patience. Hey there, Tamir from FIBONACCI'S.com here with the daily market recap. Please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, and without any further ado, let's see the chart. SPY on the daily, moving sideways, 437 to the downside, 441 to the upside. CPI numbers coming up Wednesday. Let's see if market will accept those numbers. If so, 444 will be next, and then 453, and by the end of 2023, in my opinion, 466. If CPI numbers will not come out as expected, we're heading towards this double top scenario. Always prepare for both sides. Then 431, below it, we are heading towards 423 to close this gap. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I expect not much of a price action. The market will hold and wait for CPI numbers. QQQ, 363 to the downside, 367 to the upside. Good CPI numbers, 373 will break, and then 390. Not as expected, we are heading towards 357 and then 348. Below 348, Fibonacci tells us that we are heading towards 334 and closing this gap over here since May 24. Dow Jones, we have a gap to the upside, gap to the downside. CPI numbers will let us know which gap will get filled. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Which gap on the Dow will get filled first? This one at the 342 or this one here, 332. It all depends. Wednesday's CPI numbers. Always prepare for both sides. Follow price. Listen to the story that the candlesticks tells us, and then you can use Fibonacci levels as your guide for future resistance and support. IWM, here we are once again at the 190. Let's see if IWM can finally break up and above towards the 200s, or this gap is filled, or are we going back to fill the 176 gap? All depends. Wednesday's numbers. Bitcoin, 19 days and counting between the 29,900 and the 31,500, breaking up and above 36,500 and above 36. In my opinion, by the end of 2023, 46,200 will be here. But to the downside, we also need to prepare below 29,900. In my opinion, 27K will be here very fast. And of course, everything you see in here on my channel and on this video is for educational purposes only. Always do your own due diligence. Never follow blindly anyone on social media, paid, free services, and it doesn't really matter how many subscribers on YouTube or how many followers on Twitter they have. Always do your own due diligence. Ethereum now, 1890 to the upside, 1830 to the downside. And if you're a pattern seeker, pattern trader, you can clearly see left shoulder, head. Maybe we are heading towards the right shoulder. If these head and shoulders will get validated, we are heading towards the 1690 and 1620. Bulls, if they want to negate these head and shoulders, we need continuation towards the 1980 and few days above 1980 towards 2240. Above 2240 Ethereum by the end of 2023. And again, it's only my opinion. No one really knows what will happen next, but we can prepare. 2730 by the end of 2023. Oil managing to stay above the 7270. As you can see, this area is a very tough resistance between the 72 and the 74. All this area, very tough resistance. Above this one, we are heading towards the 77. Above it, in my opinion, once again, it's only my opinion, 8360. Natural gas, still in an uptrend channel, but moving sideways. 257 needs to hold. 270 needs to break up and above. Above it, we are heading towards 311 together with this white trend line. As you can see, trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. This upper trend line resistance, the lower trend line support. Apple, gap to the upside. Today's gap 190. We have trend line. Below this trend line over here, we are heading towards this trend line to the downside. We can take Fibonacci if we want. Swing low, swing high. We can also take from here. It all depends on the time frame that you are trading. The longer and the further you look left, it's a longer time frame. 187 needs to hold. 190 to the upside. Below 187, this trend line needs to hold. Below it, in my opinion, we are heading towards 181 together with this white trend line. We need to wait for CPI numbers to tell us where market is heading, and then we have Fibonacci and trend lines as our guide for future price action. Good CPI numbers. 194 will break to the upside, 205, and then 225 to the upside by the end of 2023. If you find anything you like on this video, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Will be much appreciated. It only takes 1 second to hit the like. Meta trend lines are the true support and resistance for price action. All we need to do is follow price and follow the trend lines. And for now, it doesn't seem like it, but this is what trend lines are telling us. Meta is in an uptrend until proven otherwise towards this 316 gap. Breaking below this trend line, we are heading towards 267. Below it, we can take Fibonacci. 270, below 270. If this area will not hold, we are heading towards 254 and maybe all the way back to 230. Good CPI numbers. Fibonacci tells us that clearly this gap will get filled. 320 to the upside. Above it, 350. AMD, 111 is holding. 116 is the resistance. Long continuation above 116 towards 123 and 132. Below 106, 94 to the downside. Nvidia still moving sideways since June 14th. Nvidia between the 404 and the 440. very tight price action, but look at this trend line. You know this trend line because you follow me on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, this is the time to follow me on Twitter because you will get actionable ideas for day trading and swing trading. Follow me on Twitter, and you can also ask me any questions that you like. You can also join Fibonacci-Traders Discord. Join members all around the world that make their own decisions and share them with the rest of us. 440, above it, 460, below this trend line. First, this gap at the 395 will get filled, and then this gap, 306, will be here very quick. It all depends on CPI numbers. Tesla, another day, tried to fill this gap, but this gap is still open. The high of this day is 264.45. The low of this day, 265.10. Still have 0.5 to the downside, but 265 is holding. Below it, we are heading towards this trend line. Long continuation above 283 towards 297, and then we are heading towards 373 by the end of 2023. Amazon, after sideways move, this trend line broke to the downside, and now looks like Amazon is heading towards the 124, 120, and then 114 to the downside. Long continuation above 131, and we are heading towards 143 and then 165. Mara breaking above and closing above this trend line that came as resistance. Now it will come as support. Next will be, we can take Fibonacci to let us know where is the next level of resistance. 1890 without even looking left. Fibonacci gave us the 1890, then 2350, breaking down and under 15, breaking below 16. We are heading towards 1319 and then back to 1080. RIOT breaking above a massive downtrend line that began February of 2021 and today finally broke up above, closed above it. So now this trend line will act as future support. Continuation towards 1880. Above it, we are heading towards 2880. Google still in a short-term downtrend. We have the gap at the 113, 112. This gap needs to get filled. In my opinion, until it will not get filled, Google will not take the next leg up. And we have also a gap over here. Trend lines tells us that for now, Google short-term downtrend. Microsoft sideways move. As you can see, this area of the 328 support. This area 343 is resistance. You can take Fibonacci, the FSD technical analysis. 327 to the downside. Below it, this gap will get filled and we will touch the 314, which is also the 618 Fibonacci retracement. We have uptrend and then retracement towards the 314, but good CPI numbers and the 351 will break to the upside towards 393. Netflix, green day, but still moving sideways. As you can see, this trend line is still holding a support. Below it, this gap will get filled. Double top scenario is still in play. This scenario will get negated above 450 and then 494 and 560. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Don't forget to check the links in the description below for more educational resources. Until the next video, do good things.